What is happening, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. Now, we earned a very good long rest. We unleashed the zombie horde over here into the Githyanki Crash. They got to have a nice little journey with them. We turned most of the crash into piles of disemboweled intestines, so I suppose before we wrap up, we'll talk to Barkus Root for a second.
Thank you for agreeing to find Wulbren. It means a great deal to me. Indeed.
That's good. So, we are going to end the day. We may get a visit in the middle of the night, I'm not sure. Lae'zel said she needed time to think, so we might have a conversation to have with her as well. However, if we don't, we are very ready to move on. Got a saving throw against twisting vines. How are you standing on twisting vines, Lae'zel? What's going on with you down there?
Path lies before me.
Wasn't aware that there were any twisting vines here. A curious saving throw indeed. This is just to change your appearance if you ever want to in the middle of your playthrough, which is actually a nice addition. That wasn't there when I first played this game. Cool to have that. This looks like there would be hidden treasure here. I'm not gonna lie to you. There isn't, but it looks like there should be. So, since we've done all of this, we've done the Githyanki Crash, we've done the Goblin Camp, we did the Underdark, we freed all the gnome slaves. We are about ready to wrap up and head into Chapter 2 proper, where things start to get really spicy. That's where the scores can really change, so... Spawning in here at the monastery, we want to go all the way back to Trielta Crags. We did briefly go the way that I want to go. We did look at it a little, we just didn't keep it. Up here is the path to the Goblin Camp, if you're curious what's up this way. We should also get our buffs put back on. Wasn't thinking about those actually. I started recording Dragon Age the Veilguard in the background while I play this game, so might get my button maps and things a little twisted here and there. Dead civilians. It's definitely the Goblin's MO. Now, if you remember, when we first got kind of like mind invaded by the Absolute, it was in the back end of the Goblin Camp. Well, this takes you to that back end of the Goblin Camp, where we first saw the vision of the Chosen Three. Where we finally find out that the Shadowheart's little prism is the thing protecting us. That's where that takes us. There's no need to go there. So right after you do the Goblin Camp, you can come to Trielta Crags. It's a direct path there. You never even have to touch the Underdark if you were... Well, I'm not sure how you would miss that, but it's missable. You can totally skip by it if you weren't paying attention to quest dialogues or any of that. You can totally miss it.
Please.
Now, I'm curious to see if our one NPC is down here, because this is usually where you get accosted by him.
That's cute.
Walk in the way of dawn, for Lathander cannot protect you where the light doth not reach.
Well, luckily for us, we already did get Lathander's protection. Shadowheart has it equipped right there. And actually that helmet that Shadowheart has on is one of the few helmets that I don't think looks totally stupid. It does need to be dyed. Surprised I didn't do that last time, actually. I must have just been too busy to remember. Somewhere in our inventory, we have a black dye. It's red and black. Where is our black dye?
Enough waiting. I crave blood.
There it is. We'll send that over to Shadow real fast.
A long way to go still.
You, my dear, need a black helmet. Indeed. Actually, while we're here, just for the sake of getting you all fitted up, can we dye the shield too? We can't. That's fine. It looks okay as it is, I think.
Despite everything.
Can't see it in regular gameplay. Frustratingly, actually, I do wish you could see that. Ah, he is here.
Who there, wanderer?
It's Gandalf.
Stay thy course a moment to indulge an old man. May I inquire if perchance you retain among your traveling companions a man who adheres to the given name of Gale?
As a matter of fact, I do. He's resting in my camp.
Ever a man of leisure. Would it pain you greatly to assist me along the little voyage I intend to undertake to this aforementioned camp?
Wouldn't pay me at all. Actually, it would be my pleasure.
And I would confirm it to be so. Please, after you.
I'm not going to appreciate your attitude, though, am I?
Thanks for your excellent guidance.
You know this dude, Gale?
And yonder I spy the object of my pursuit.
That's Elminster.
The very same, Gale. And a fair bit miffed he is, too, finding himself forced to expose his best pair of boots to so many miles of country road on your behalf.
He's the very archetype slash stereotype of a wizard.
On my behalf?
I was bid to spare neither time nor my own self to find you. She sent me, Gale. You know of whom I speak.
But why? Out with it, Elminster. Please.
Young man, has your sojourn away from Waterdeep washed away your decorum as well as your patience? Nigh a 10-day I've gone without honest fare, worthy of the name. Drank naught but what the sky entitled my thirst. Why, some bread, cheese, and a cup of wine would appear unto me a feast. Surely you won't begrudge me a mite of rest and repast before I get out with it?
Look, we're not gonna... There's no reason to stand on ceremony here. Just say what you gotta say.
Oh? And what is he, then? Wandering these forlorn barrens over 700 miles from home.
You accosted me on the road, so... he's just not gonna get out with it. Well, then I suppose we could spare a couple rations, since you literally won't speak otherwise.
And a great kindness that would be. See, Gale? Even in these barren parts, the art of hospitality begets inspired new works.
By force, not by choice.
The practice.
Oh, for the love of...
Fine, fine. I'll turn a deaf ear to the clarion calls with which my scorned stomach beseeches me. Graver matters are at hand.
Well, they can't be that grave. He's certainly waffling on.
After all, a good deal to stew over, if you will.
Wizards.
Words ladled with import should be savored so as to better...
Fancy robes and empty words.
Wouldn't you agree?
Elminster.
He speaks a lot without saying much.
You see, that is to say...
Just hit the nail on the head. No brass tacks.
My boy, I've come to address a most pressing matter. I'll speak as plainly as I can, forswearing the accustomed frills that decorate my speech. I'm here on behalf of Mystra. The message and the charge I bring you are hers.
You were sent here as an actual divine messenger.
Oh, Mistra's delicate feet are ill-suited for the hardships of the road.
You know where you went wrong, Gale. No, we needn't dwell on that here and now. But even so, you're to be given a chance of redemption.
Mistra would consider... forgiveness?
She would consider what she considers to be forgiveness. Mystra is aware of the misadventures that have befallen you both. She knows of your strife with the Absolute, that most insidious of evils.
If the goddess herself is aware, I wouldn't say no to some divine intervention.
The very purpose of my presence. In a roundabout sort of way.
Well, we are still waiting to hear that,
You
Elminster.
must know that the Absolute is more dangerous than you can possibly conceive. It threatens all who live, even those who are undying. It threatens the gods, the weave, the very fabric of the universe itself. That is why I have come here to charge you, Gale, with its destruction. It is Mystra's belief that only you can.
Gale alone? How so?
The orb.
Precisely. Mystra has granted me the power to stop the clock, as it were, on the orb's rush to overpower you. Instead, you will be able to unleash its lethal combustion at will.
Interesting. This could be help or hindrance. We shall have to see.
You must find the heart of the Absolute, whatever that may be, and use yourself as the catalyst that will burn it from this world.
The catalyst. As in detonate the orb in his chest and blow it all to smithereens. Say what you will, but you can't force Gale to go through with this.
No, indeed. But I think she trusts me too.
You're okay with that?
No pleasure saying this, my friend, but such is Mystra's will. Yours must be the sacrifice that will undo the Absolute. And for your sacrifice, you will be redeemed. Such is Mystra's promise. With that, I've said my sorry piece, and need only bestow unto thee the charm I was bid.
So Mystra could have helped the whole time, because she gave him the power to stop the need to consume artifacts and all that stuff. So she could have done this whenever. She just didn't care to. Gods are fickle indeed.
It is done. Both charge and charm have been committed into your care. To you, I commit into care Gale himself. I count on you to shepherd him well on this strangest of journeys.
I think we've been doing okay so far. There's still a long journey ahead. We'll find another way.
Or some other fortune altogether.
Like moons make swell and wane the nescient seas, so too the skies-strewn gods.
Yeah, I'm not going to consign Gale to detonating himself like an atom bomb unless we absolutely have to.
An ocean born in lonely hours.
Whether he's okay with it or not is a different thing, but
come, flow, come.
we're not going to put him in a position where he has to nuke himself without another option first. That's a last resort.
Even the waves of fate can break upon the shores of will. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Elminster. I'm glad she chose you.
Yeah, that's something that is a last resort. I suppose, good time to mention, fun fact, is that's how I got my honor playthrough completed. The honor mode achievement. I got that by getting him all the way up to the final arena and detonating himself, because it was pretty hard for me. I'm not too great at this game yet, so I was struggling real bad, and I think on like my third or fourth attempt to get through the final fight, I just said to hell with it, and I had him blow himself up for the achievement. That won't be happening here.
Elminster is never less than memorable.
We're only on Tactician
I
here.
hope to introduce you to him in less dire circumstances. But those are hard to come by these days.
I'd always imagined Elminster to be more imposing.
The Doddering Act is merely an illusion, one he's most adept at maintaining. Elminster is the most formidable wizard in the realms. Perhaps in existence. For Mystra to have sent him, the severity of her bidding could not be clearer, or weigh more heavily on me. Time seems so infinite when you're young. A month is an age. A year is a lifetime. It is a strange feeling to realize how little of it one might have left.
You're seriously considering doing what Elminster said?
Of course. We offer the clearest solution to our problem. All I have to do is find the right place and time, close my eyes, and let go. Then the slate will be clean. Wrongs will be righted, the absolute will be gone, and I along with it.
So that's it. You're on a suicide mission now.
Possibly the most spectacular one ever conceived.
It is a hell of a way to go.
Essentially, yes. I'm living on borrowed time, in more ways than one. Perhaps this is how it must be.
I will be
Ahead
honest.
of us for now.
If I had
The heart of the
a
absolute
choice in
must
how
be
I was gonna
discovered
go,
before I can
you
stop
know,
its beating.
blowing myself up to take out a great evil eldritch god that was gonna ruin the world and save the world with my act of defiance, it's not a bad way to go, but I'll make sure we find it, Gale. I promise.
Then I suppose there is nothing more to be done but find the heart of the absolute and stop its beating.
There are many, many, many worse ways to die than in the defense of literally everyone in existence. Not a bad death. Still, if there is a way to avoid having him do that, we will be doing that. That's not on my to-do list to have one of my main companions Minecraft themselves for, well, just because we couldn't find the right place to swing the sword.
What's hiding here?
But it's nice to have a backup plan, right? If we're on like our last legs, most of our companions are dead, we're all bleeding, it's about to be over, we can just pop him off and save the day. It's a nice little safety blanket to know. You are about to progress your adventure. Make sure to tie up any loose ends before advancing. We are about to go very deep into the Shadowlands. It looks like we get to take another snooze. We know you. It's quite the sword you're holding.
Supreme Kithrak, has Vlakith sent you to slay me with your own blade?
I've not come to kill you, Lae'zel. I've come to aid you.
Don't trust him.
Skakek Kier Gith Shabeleth. My blade rests. Mother Gith compels you to listen.
Now that is quite the that's quite the symbolic gesture from a Githyanki. Your cronies tried to kill us. Why should Lae'zel listen to you?
I knew you would fight, and I knew you would win. I needed to ensure Vlakith's trust. This was the only way. I know you carry the astral prism, Lae'zel. Within it lies the seed of Vlakith's demise, and I intend to help you bring it to fruition.
Vlakith's demise? Skaketh! I should run you through for suggesting it.
Come on, Lae'zel. You know that everything's not how it seems with Vlakith by now. Are you talking about the person inside? Do you know who that is?
If they have not said, they must have good reason, and I won't be the one to betray them. But the one inside's chosen you as an ally, protects you with their power. That very power will be the end of Vlakith's tyranny. The Prism's tenant must be let loose. I've sought their freedom for eons. When the Prism went missing, I feared the worst. Instead, you've granted the opportunity I've so long awaited. All that remains is the key that unchains them. And I've found someone who I believe can provide it. Bring the Prism to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting in a taproom called Shares's Caress. That is where we decide the fate of my people.
Caress's caress, huh?
Together we will break our chains and be Vlakith's slaves no longer.
I am no slave, just still Kithrak. The Undying Queen is my freedom. It is she who will purify me, and she who will ascend me.
Lies, Lae'zel. Every last one. There is no purification, no ascension. The Zaith-Isk does not purify, it extracts memory and kills the infected.
There you
Nor
go.
does the Lich Queen glorify the ascended. She feeds on most all of them to grow her power and pursue godhood.
I knew the Zaithisk wasn't what we thought it was.
You flood me with this heresy. I will hear no more of it.
Vlaakith led you astray. I believe him, and so should you. Come on, Lae'zel. You saw what happened in the crash. She ordered us all dead.
I served Vlaakith the whole of my life.
And you saw what the Dream Visitor told me too.
Words, fought her battles, yet she names me her Sharlak. Your words carry truth.
That's good.
I will meet you in Baldur's Gate. Do not make me regret it.
That's good that she saw the truth.
Lae'zel, I see Talakma Gear in you, sister in freedom. Together we will be our people's light. Take this. It is a Quanith, a psionic detector. The Queen's warriors hunt you. The Quanith will sound you out when you come near their portals. Hear its cry and prepare for battle, or slip away.
That is a very useful thing to have.
Vlaakith's gaze pierces the seas and skies. She believes me loyal, and I can't afford her mistrust. Keep the astral prism close. Let no one take it from you. Slay any who try. Now to Baldur's Gate. I'll be waiting, Lae'zel.
Boy, am I happy I didn't force Lae'zel to hop in the Zaithisk, or let her hop in the Zaithisk. Every vibe I had gotten from all the Githyanki ever was telling me that there wasn't a cure for that. Even the way, so the Githyanki on the bridge, the Githyanki patrol we first find for Lae'zel. When you approach them, if you tell them that you need a cure and that you've been infected, they're immediately ordered to kill you and split your skull. They aren't like, okay, we gotta get you to the crash so you can be fixed. They try to murder you. And that's what happens every time you ever tell a Githyanki that you're infected. If there was a cure, that's not how they would react.
Shouldn't have wished to live in more interesting.
The whole thing is mired in secrecy and deception, which is why I would never trust it in the first place. And I'm glad Lae'zel saw through that too.
Vlaakith Kosivim Hrath Crashet. Only in Vlaakith may we find light. These were the first words I ever read on Tirsu's slate.
Words
But
meant
they
to
are no
indoctrinate.
aphorism. They are law. They are creed. The root from which the 10,000 protocols stem. Forsake one protocol, and forsake Vlaakith. Forsake Vlaakith, and be the blood and meat which sates her dragons.
And apparently sates her.
If ascension is a lie, if tadpole purification is a fairy tale, then I have not sinned against Vlaakith. She has sinned against me.
That is exactly the mindset we need here, Lae'zel. What does ascension entail exactly?
Ascension is a young Githyanki's greatest honor. Long ago, the Geich enslaved my people. They dominated our minds and bred us for war, until Great Mother Gith took a hammer to our bonds. From the day of our hatching, young Gith have one purpose: to train hard enough to slay a Geich and take its head. Then, we speak the
like
words of
that.
ascension, and a red dragon comes to fly us to Vlaakith in Tunarath, City of Death. We are honored with an eternal home in the astral, celebrated for our victory. We are ascended, or so I believed.
And what she actually does, I imagine, is consume their flesh and energy to become more powerful and live longer. I mean, she literally looks like a lich. She looks undead. Boss called Vlaakith the Tyrant. Does this mean you agree?
I'd never thought Vlaakith a tyrant, or me as a vassal. She was the source of my might, and I the envoy of her will. A warrior, a champion, a destroyer. But if Voss is right, and Vlaakith consumes the Ascended to gain power, then I am no destroyer. I am mere livestock, bred to be harvested and devoured. Every Githyanki is a slave with a singular purpose. Not to cull the Geich, not to prevent their grand design, but to raise Vlaakith to true godhood.
Which is likely what she's after the whole time, because she's not actually a god. Who is the one in the prism, do you think?
I don't know. I can't know. And that drives me mad. At first, I thought them an illithid deception, a trick of the tadpole. But the dream figure is real. It lives in the prism. Voss believes they are the seed of Vlaakith's demise and the agent of Githyanki freedom. And I believe he may be right.
Let's move on. I'm not gonna even put these claims here in Lae'zel's head. She's finally seen the truth. We're not gonna...
Yes. I'd like time to think.
We're not gonna attach any doubts in her mind.
Chares's caress in Baldur's Gate. Until then, be vigilant. Vlaakith's eyes are upon us.
Occam's razor. Most likely theory is the single one. Or is often the true one, sorry. If it's all pointing one way, then that's probably what it is. The simplest explanation is usually the right one. A hatchery with a single egg. How many does a clutch usually contain?
Kalir's clutch held 36 eggs, more or less. Though I've learned of creches that harbored 100.
Githyanki look quite humanoid. How did you evolve to lay eggs?
Humanoid. How I despise the term. Githyanki are quite superior to humans. Our biology slates state that Githyanki came to lay eggs after we escaped illithid enslavement and took to the astral plane. It's an asexual process, a favorable change by any estimation. Hideous to imagine a life where I couldn't partake in the pleasures of sex without the looming threat of bearing children.
Like to get your freak on consequence free, huh? Who does the laying? I'm curious about the logistics.
Shukiani. Githyanki chosen by Vlaakith herself to bear young. The queen assigns when and where they must lay, and how many eggs they must bear. The Shukiani pass their eggs in the material plane. In the astral, time barely passes. It is a meticulous process, carefully timed so that the eggs hatch at once.
But for as much as she talks about all the freedom that she has there sexually, if she was born into the wrong situation, she would literally have just been designated as a baby maker, and that's all she would have done. She would have been told how many babies to make, when to lay them. None of that would have been in her control. So for as much as he preached about having the asexual freedom there from the Githyanki process, the truth of the matter is that's just because she was designated as a warrior. If she was designated as a baby maker, that wouldn't be the case, would it? Kind of ignorance of her own culture there. And you can finally rest up on that. Oh, there's twisting vines around the campfire. That's what it is. That's what's happening there. That is a curious thing. I wonder if that's because that's where my zombies and the woad died. I wonder if that's why that's a thing. It sure doesn't seem like it should be like that. Alright, so who do we want to take into chapter 2? We've given Lae'zel quite a good run around so far. We hide completed. Okay, this is still, even though we just heard Kithrak say that this doesn't work, this is still here, so We're obviously not doing that, no matter what. I would never. I'm thinking maybe we take Karlach into this fight. No, you know what? We won't. We're gonna keep things as is. We'll let Lae'zel guide us a little through the first part of the Shadowlands. And then we'll tag Karlach in once we get to our hub. That's when we'll tag her in, because that's when we need her anyway, so. We'll let Lae'zel see some of this out. Be ashamed to take the big fight from her.
Can you feel it? The shadows gnaw at us. Do not take them for granted.
Are you the true soul?
Who wants to know?
I'll take that as a yes. Listen up. Grab a torch, stay out of the dark, and move fast. The shadows have eyes. Go on.
Well, this chapter is getting off on a serious note, isn't it? That's our way back to the mountain pass.
Light on my feet.
Shadowheart's gonna have a field day with this place, huh? Did you have any comments about this, Shadowheart?
This place. There's a power in these shadows. I can sense it. It's ancient. Familiar.
Well, I suppose there's only really one thing to do, which is progress. To whatever degree we can safely.
The shadows' power here, but they don't seem to be harming me. The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it does others. Not as badly, at least. Do you know what this means? I must be blessed. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face her wrath. She loves me. She must do.
First time I've been out of my element in the dark.
This is no cavern. This is true darkness. Perhaps Lady Shah will show you a path to her embrace if you are worthy. Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me.
Well, the logic could also
Those
follow
signs we
that
found about dark justiciars.
this curse is
Perhaps they
here
were no
from
coincidence.
Lady Shah, and all
In
of her
either
followers
case, I
followers
would
are
watch for
immune.
any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
I mean, if you really think about it, didn't the Shadow Curse happen when Ketheric Thorm was leading Lady Shah's Justiciars against the Selûnites? So just logically, it would follow that it wouldn't harm the Justiciars, right? It's not necessarily a blessing. It's probably more in the fact of how the spell was cast in the first place, because if it was cast as a war weapon during that war, it obviously wouldn't affect Lady Shah's followers, because it would be counterproductive to the war effort. I don't think it's as individual as Shadowheart's hoping.
Should mind my step.
That is a tiefling.
Gored to death by the look of it.
The tiefling's journal, charting the journey from Elturel to the Emerald Enclave, and now on the road to Baldur's Gate. The ox just up and died. It started choking out of nowhere, then keeled over. We tried to pull the car, but the ox knocked the wheel off it when it went down, and the thing is in splinters. The others want to grab what we can and keep going, but this place feels wrong. My skin is crawling, like something is watching us from the darkness. No one else is talking much, but I can tell they feel the same. These are, in fact, our refugees from the Enclave.
The corpse remains silent.
These are the people we helped escape the goblins and the druids are off. I'll jump there. Well, I didn't save all y'all just to let you die to whatever's going on in here. Hopefully I could save the rest. What a bizarre place for them to... Why this way of all the places they could have gone? Surely there's another path to Baldur's Gate.
Where I came from, we would often work exclusively under cover of darkness.
An old map in a druidic style of what appear to be hidden routes out of the Emerald Enclave. The destination is marked as Baldur's Gate. A note is attached. Take only what you can carry. Go through the mountain pass. Anyone falls, leave them. You can't afford to be slowed down by excess baggage. Good luck. But they came this way because...
Maybe I need more pockets.
Because they had hidden routes. I guess they were trying to avoid unwanted attention, and so they came the most dangerous route they could manage. It's one strategy, I suppose. And put them all in a position to where I need to save them again.
Hey, boy. You want the bone? Fetch!
No. What are you doing?
Ah! Hells, I near stained myself. Just seeing if this shadow curse is as bad as they say.
You're just gonna throw your animal into
If
it?
anyone gets too deep into the dark, I'll take it you're the true soul we're waiting on. Needs passage to Moonrise.
How do you plan on getting through this cursed darkness?
Don't worry, boss, you're in good hands. We've got a guide.
The fact that he was just gonna throw his pet out here.
Inside. He'll run through it.
A guide? I know of no man nor beast that could traverse such darkness unaided.
You don't know? Oh, you're gonna soil yourself when you see him. But I won't spoil the surprise. That's for Cansif. Head on in.
One last thing. Go and fetch the bone you threw.
Wait, you're joking, yeah? But we're ready to go. You just need to tell Cansif inside.
Oh, you are lucky. You are lucky that I can only make you do that with an illithid power.
Of course. Good one. Now,
You just skated by barely with your life.
Very well.
Come here, little guy.
I don't know your smell. Are you a friend?
I'm more of a friend than the goblin with the bone. You know he tried to kill you.
He did? Then I must have been bad. They beat me because I am weak.
Oh, come on.
Because I am soft. Even though I try my best.
Poor little guy. I wish I could take you to camp, actually. I would like to have you as a pet, but unfortunately we can't do that, but I can persuade you, so you belong to the wild, little one. Go and be free. Get out of here. You don't need to be involved in all this. Go as far away from the shadow curse as you can. You don't need to deal with this.
But the goblin said I must stay here, or they'll cut me. Kill me.
We have advantage on this. Let them try. I am nature's guardian, and I will not back down. We need a 14 to get this little guy out of here. Oh, come on. Come on, little buddy. You can leave.
No, no. It's too risky. I can't. I can't. Please don't talk to me. Although...
Ah. That's unfortunate. I really wanted to...
You ain't. You know what's up.
I really wanted to help our little goblin friend here.
Piss off. I'm busy.
Unfortunately, I think if I just decide to slaughter all these people, I think he's gonna aggro. I don't like that. That's unfortunate.
Can we get moving? Nab these boots from a gnome and they don't bloody fit.
Tried, little guy. Tried. Did my best there to make the magic happen for him. Now I don't know if I can just kill all these goblins and
keep a blade close.
I'm pretty sure since he's been tortured into being loyal there, I'm pretty sure if I take a swing at any of his captors, he's gonna fight me and I'll have to kill him myself.
A crooked tongue.
Abused animal, that sucks. I had no inspiration to re-roll it either, so that sucked so bad I thought about save scumming, but I don't have an auto-save anywhere close to it. I considered save scumming there for a second. I don't think we should dip down here too much. This is all shadow-cursed land. Doesn't look like there's anything of importance down here. Well, hold on. Shadowheart is unaffected, right?
Got to keep moving.
The Dark Lady shields me. I can feel her.
Yeah, if you're chilling, then you can explore for us. Dear Mum, you forgot me and that's not nice. The last time I forgot to tie my shoes good and tight, you gave me a clout in the ear. So I hope someone does that to you. But if you can you come back, please? Or if you meet Mr. Lupadiddle Swires, send him, because he's famous and quite good at helping people. And I need help, Mum. I feel funny here in the dark. The dark goes mauve. It hurts. My head feels like porridge. It hurts. Help me, Mr. Sweet. Mum, sorry I wasn't brave.
I'd better take a peek.
A lot of dead bodies down here.
Can't afford to stay idle.
Keep moving with Shadowheart. Oh no. Gonna say I'm sure they don't like Radiance. Let's back her up. Because I think they might be able to, well, certainly Astarion will be able to help from a certain perspective. Oh, sorry, from a certain vantage point. He can definitely help. Yeah, see, he has an angle.
The dance macabre.
We can keep Astarion here on Overwatch.
Focus.
Nothing important is ever easy.
Bone chiller from up here.
Swift and lethal.
Yeah, let's bring them up into range. And those are the new items we equipped her. He missed, so he got Radiant Orb and 4 stacks of Reverb. Once they all dash in, we're going to have her use her Channel Divinity. She can't move, but she can get these. Alright, she's doing pretty good here. Starion. The one closest. He'll explode. That one will die, which will explode. Which also causes that to die. Perfect. It worked how I wanted it to.
So much for peace.
To a degree. I didn't want her to take as much damage as she did. That wasn't part of the plan. Okay.
I am fury. I am death. You bow. You break.
We're gonna do what we can for her from up here. Playing very hard to constrict me, aren't they? Little shit. Of course he passed the throw on it too. What an ass. Yeah. Die. There we go. Now I'm not constricted anymore. This fucker is way off.
Still breathing, despite everything.
You're just gonna sit there because he's the one constricted me. Okay, well, I didn't want to have to use a level 2 spell slot right away, but he's annoying me, and I don't want to drag the rest of my party down here into this, so...
Cut and run. Quickly.
How far can you go before it's a problem, Astarion? You have range? You don't.
I feel it too. Losing energy.
He's Shadow Curse now. Let's just back him up. We don't want to deal with that.
What's the plan?
We could Moonbeam it, but Moonbeam would be a little hefty. Just heal Shadow, I guess.
I will ascend.
This guy is so annoying. He just decided to perfectly sit out on the back like a little asshole.
Let's turn someone inside out.
Stop. Of course he passed the throw. What a cockroach. Pass it again, huh?
Nothing will stand in my way. You've made a grave mistake.
Okay.
I'm fury.
He's just the toughest checker on the planet. Thank you. He slipped on the ice. After all that, he falls on the fucking ice. Do we want to get cheeky and throw this?
It shall be done.
Somewhat effective. Let's use your level 1 spell slot here.
Not going to last much longer.
You're alright, Shadow.
I won't give in.
I got you over time.
I will ascend.
You kind of wish he just killed it outright. There's what, 2 health left. Stop with the constricts. Die.
That helped.
That did not need to be as hard as it was. It is hidden treasure. Alright, well that turned into its own little shit show, didn't it?
Might find something useful.
That's what I get for just throwing her around down here by herself as if there was never going to be a consequence.
Worth a rummage.
I was too distracted by my misery over the hyena we couldn't help to remember this shit. So don't do what I did, because that's going to lead to a big ol' ambush. It's good to know that that's a thing, though, for when we're going around here later.
No time to rest.
Because we do have a lot to do in here. And I'm sure there are way more of those shadow-cursed beings to contend with, so... Now I need to make a decision on if I want to just slaughter these goblins or not. But try and do my best for the hyena. Because he's not going to try and leave them. Otherwise. But I don't think he'll... take that deal, so let's just talk to Kansif.
True soul. An honor. Did you bring the lyre?
I do.
Good. We were told to expect you. Then pluck a tune, and our guide will come scuttling.
We just have to play the lyre. Well, that's going to be quite the interesting roll, isn't it? Considering we have no bonuses and no inspiration. Sure, let's try and get our music on. Of course we get this, but the hyena that left for dead. That sucks. I'm gonna be upset about that for a while, the hyena. Pretty song.
Yes, I hear them, Your Majesty, calling us, their god and their guide, together.
The Weaver's servant, abhorrent and captivating.
Greetings, in the Absolute's name. You have been charged with guiding us.
New flesh for you, my queen. But who are they?
Best introduce yourself. Perhaps you'll listen to a true soul.
Hell are you? I don't even know what this thing is. Arcanus, Light of the Absolute. Well, you have something called Moonshield.
And you? What are you?
I was trying to figure out what the hell you are.
They need a guide to the tower, same as us.
Your minds connect, and you hear a whispered voice. The Absolute, or just the echoes of his fractured mind reverberating in the dark.
A true soul. You have more worshippers every day, Majesty. Yes. Yes. They'll do nicely.
I like how our fake eye ended up being on the same side as the rest of the stuff. Like the scar on our face. And Volo's fake eye ended up going in the one right by the scar, so it looks like we lost that in battle. I like that. Okay. So you're the guide. How do you survive out there?
We have our queen's favor. She speaks to us, protects us, graces us with her blessing.
This thing would be an affront to our god, since we worship Lolth.
And they are jealous of your gift, Majesty. But you gave it to us, and we always keep it close.
Why? What's hiding in the dark?
Oh, the drow really told you nothing, eh? Here, this'll tickle ya.
Oh, come on.
No! What are they doing?
Don't worry, we didn't need that in any way.
No, no! We do not play with the dark! We do not feed the shadows!
Oh, he's a Drider. Well, I'm certainly not going to help the goblin who just got that hyena killed. Good riddance.
Stop it!
We do not toy with the dark. Do they understand?
We understand. Now we need to go.
Bloody right we do.
Oh, I wish you were dead, actually.
We shall go. Your light leads the way, my queen. Are all ready?
Yes. Lead on.
Bless us again, Majesty. Shine your light. Protect us. Come. Follow and stay close. Do not leave the light. Do not feed the shadows.
You heard him. Move out!
Well, I guess we're following this, what do you call him, a Drider? I guess we're following him for as much as we need to.
Quite the gossip, aren't you? Wouldn't have thought you cared.
The formidable woman like yourself does herself no favors in revealing herself to be so erratic, so uncertain.
Lae'zel giving Shadowheart a pep talk about being in a relationship with Mirona.
They must keep up. The shadows are hungry.
Ain't all got 10 legs.
Looks like an ambush.
Patience. Wait. Something's wrong, Majesty.
Who's there? Show yourself! Harper's attack! Kill the cultists and get that lantern! Heretics! Villains in the dark!
These Harpers are clearly enemies of the Absolute. They could be worthwhile allies. But defend the guide and you may preserve your cover as a true soul.
We won't be defending the guide. Turn on the caravan and attack the Drider.
What are they doing? We thought they were true souls! Traitors! Heathens!
Yeah. We don't want this thing being anywhere near -4 to armor class. Yeah, we don't want this thing anywhere near the Absolute doing things for them. We won't be doing that. We're gonna do as much as we can to try and maul this thing real fast. Lae'zel, go say hello. Doesn't matter about that. Oh, you retaliated. I like that. Love those superiority die abilities. Surge it. What the hell with this thing? Look at the health count it has too. You have a multi-attack? Is that what you're doing? Yes, Sanctuary. Fortunately for you, Buttercup. Have Moonbeam, which ignores your nonsense. You're stuck on this.
Maybe I should.
Let's end this.
Let's just walk her in. He can sit there and Sanctuary all he wants, but at the end of the day, I can still damage him with all my passives while he's there, so... Well, at least the hyena didn't come into all of this and get hurt. We would have likely had to kill him ourselves if we brought him here. At least we don't have to deal with that. The hair on this orc is crazy.
The Absolute wills it so.
So we broke his inspiration instantly. Or his concentration, rather.
I am fury. I am death.
Looks like he knocked my character right out of the safety range of all that. And we got our concentration broken. He has a real high defense. Let's get his ally dead. The zombie up. Very high defense. That was worth the dump with a big spell slot, I think. Good. Yeah, I'll take one of those heals if you're Sharon. Wasn't expecting it to do a whole lot, I'm not gonna lie to you. Okay, we're getting this thing down slowly but surely. Let's go to passives. Let's turn off Great Weapon Master just for a second, because this thing has the defense on this thing is too high to make that work.
This is your end.
It's a 55 without it though, so. At least we're more likely to actually hit it here. Love the retaliation. We did Sanctuary again, huh? Oh yeah. Sanctuary that.
Some rest's better than nothing.
Won't you help me? Set me free.
One less blight in the darkness.
Won't you help me? Set me free.
At very least.
I'm guessing I can't talk to you.
The corpse seems willing.
Yeah, I thought so.
A victory is a victory. Our heads are intact, and that's worth celebrating.
We'll look at this stuff after.
We need to find a way forward.
If they come, we fight.
Let's talk to these Harpers.
Hold the lantern aloft. Its glow warms you through, chasing away the shadows in and around you. The lantern flickers ever so briefly, and you hear a slight twitter. Or perhaps it's simply your imagination. The hunter warns you to remain still, considering why a cultist would turn on its kind.
Easy there, Chuckles. You'll know you're not dead.
They motion for you to hand over the lantern. They will take it and guide you to safe refuge.
What sort of refuge do you mean?
They tell you of an inn called Last Light and promise you will be safe there.
Well, I have no intention of killing allies, so I guess we'll give it to them.
They thank you and mark the destination on your map, should you lose the way.
Well, I thought you were guiding me. What would I need it on my map for? No, you just took my only way to explore this place. I guess I better stick by both of you all, considering. that if I didn't, I would literally die because you have the lamp. That is a lot of dead tieflings.
Looks like there was a struggle here.
We'll come back to deal with that. Right now, we need to follow these guys into the home base so that we don't die to the shadow curse. I'm gonna get me one of those lanterns.
This place is protected. You might find allies here, or at least supplies.
One can hope. Alright, where the hell is my sword? And where the hell is my torch? There we go. I unequipped a bunch of stuff.
No shadows here. Something must be keeping it at bay.
Well, I sure do hope they don't mind the fungal zombie following me around.
You there! Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons.
Easy. He helped us out in the shadows.
Come. Jaheira!
Woman after my own heart with the dual scimitars. I have been named Faith Warden. I command you to release me.
Oh, but you ward something far more sinister than faith alone, don't you?
Easy. Give me a chance to earn your trust.
You're about to. This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
Not a true soul. I am not a true soul.
Stop! What are you doing? He's the one who saved us!
Thank you.
He's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Like I said, Faith Warden.
Yup.
You should listen
Didn't leave
more.
a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved two of my friends.
Thank you,
one
Mom.
from a harpy and one from a mad druid with a snake. Didn't make a fuss about thieving either. I pretty much trust him with my life.
A true soul with a mind of his own? How is that possible?
I'm just that impressive. Because of this.
What in the hells is that thing?
I'll tell her everything we know about it.
Congratulations.
Same team.
You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt.
She's firing them just like we are.
Harpers, all clear, at ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here?
To destroy the Absolute in its lair. Moonrise Towers.
Then you found an ally in me. For that is precisely why I am here. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
I think I'll manage without the aloe oil. I'm a druid after all. I don't think the vines were that good.
Jaheira wants to know about supplies. Will we make it home?
Alright.
Through our oil, but it should just about do.
You're a quartermaster. What do you have?
Stock up while you can. I only hope I brought enough to see us through.
Let me see. What are you packing? An incandescent staff. You get free firebolts for that. Hat of uninhibited Kashingo. We'll get it. Mighty cloth. Yuntai scale mail. Exotic material. You fulfill as you feel. Oh, add your full dexterity modifier to your armor class. We won't take that. Got a rapier here and a scimitar. Amulet of the Harpers. Gloves of the Balanced Hands. 2-weapon fire-in. When you make an attack with your offhand weapon, you can add your ability modifier to the damage of the attack. Cinder Snap gloves. This would be really good for somebody who wasn't using the mod that I was using, so. We finally have a cloak. Yoink. Shield of Devotion. We get Shield Bash here. Interesting. And an additional spell slot. I see. When a foe hits you with a melee attack, you can use your reaction to knock it prone. Well, Shadowheart, I found you an item. Smoke powder. We'll take the bagel. It's been a long day. I'll take that too, actually. Even though we already have it from a mod, I don't know where it is, so. I think now it's about time we sell some of the potato things in our inventory before we go look around. Now, Damon is here, along with what I imagine to be all of the tieflings that didn't get smoked in the journey here. Which I hope is much more than we've currently seen, because a lot of them were dead on the road that we saw. Way too many for my liking. We went through a lot to save them in the first place, and it seems like way too many of them fell on the road here. See if we can't get them some justice. 4,900. That'll do for now.
Take care now.
Alright. Shadowheart, you have a good day. Oh, and you do look like a good cleric with that. Nice knife. Who are you equipped by? I don't know, alas, it doesn't matter.
All's well that ends.
Now, who gets the cloak? That's an interesting question, isn't it? Who gets the cloak? Actually, Shadowheart is going to get this cloak, given that we just took away her +1 saving throw from removing the other shield. She can take that cloak to give it back. Alright, so we need to tag... We need to tag Karlach in.
It ain't pretty.
At some point.
Gives me the creeps. It'll need to.
Looks like we caught up with the fists from Joaquin's Rest.
Hey, that's close enough. Artifact or no, I don't like the likes of you crashing our party.
Give it a rest, Alfred. We need all the goddamned help we can get.
Smart gnome. What party is it that I'm crashing?
Rescue party.
Not that you'll give a triple shot damn, but we were ambushed by them bloody cultists. Bastards torched the pigsty we were staying in and made off with the Grand Duke of Baldur's Gate himself.
I was there at Joaquin's Rest. I don't suppose Councillor Floric made it all the way here.
Sure did. For all the good that does us.
She's inside. One of the ground floor chambers.
Guess you need to be a goddamned counselor to get room and board around here.
Very disenfranchised, don't you?
He better be, or I'm a dead man walking.
Aren't we all?
Another Harper.
Put up a fight, we're not. Good man.
What are we doing here? I'm just looking for signs of tieflings, honestly. I wonder if the Strange Ox made it.
Made it through the shadows.
He did.
No, still incapable.
I remember you from the Druid's Grove. Are you ready to reveal your secrets yet?
Not for you to know.
Can you at least tell me what was going on down here? You're a rare breed, an authentic red-backed river ox. I thought you'd be more discerning.
Well, come close. Your mind to mine. Are you satisfied?
What are you? Those are the least bovine thoughts I've ever seen. What are you really?
Keep quiet, and you won't have to find out.
I don't even know what to do about this. Is that a threat?
That's up to you.
Your secret, whatever it is safe with me.
Good little hero.
For now. I don't know what the hell that was, but I'm sure everybody is aware that I'm not going to leave that unanswered. We're just not going to deal with it just now.
You? What are the odds? So glad you're all right. Well, as all right as any of us. A makeshift Harper's Fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help.
Interesting materials? What do you mean?
I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons. But no one has earned my trust, if not you. When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful. But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense some. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
That's interesting. I found some hellish masks. Can you make anything of these?
Using something that's already fabricated is tough, but I can try. How many do you have?
Take these 4 masks.
I thought I sniffed American scent somewhere. These must have been a pain to get a hold of.
Actually, we only murdered 1 Merrigan for
So what I
one.
make won't last as long as my usual pieces. There. Be careful who sees you using that. Might draw the wrong sort of eyes.
I'm not too worried about that, I'll be honest with you.
Need anything?
I found this metal in a place called Grimforge. What do you make of it?
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
Making more goodies for us, I guess.
Need anything?
And we have more Grimforge goodies.
Need anything?
Just keep doing this.
Need anything?
Until we have no more options. Alright, I think that takes us square up to present. What do you have for us, Damon? Sword of Life Stealing. You don't have anything we're super especially interested in. We can start selling some of the goodies we've kept along the way now. Since we're done with Gale's hungry stomach. We can sell some of the stuff that we literally only kept to feed him. We're obviously going to keep a lot of it. Faithbreaker was 2 to 11. The random Githyanki swords can go. We were never going to use any of that for much. Back up to 5.4 almost now. The dagger +1s can go, and crossbow too. I think that'll be okay for now. We don't want to spam sell too much while we're not being careful of what we're actually selling, so...
I'll be here if you need anything else.
Indeed. Alright. Now all we need to do is go back to camp. We'll pick up Karlach, and then we'll swing on back. I know this episode ran a little longer, but I wanted to make sure that we got a decent chunk into the Shadowlands before I wrapped. I didn't want to just talk about it with some NPCs and then cut the episode, you know? I don't mind running episodes a little longer, actually. Most of the time I prefer doing lengthier episodes, but I do know that in terms of people who consume my content, you guys do prefer it when it's between the 30 to 45 minute range, so that's what I try and stick to. Unless duty calls. Alright, so I don't know where Halsin went, and I also don't know where Karlach currently is. Let's take a look at some of this. He made those bombs. And a floored Helldusk armor set. Okay, we're way over encumbered here. Shadowheart, I'm just gonna start throwing things at you. I'm sorry. Arcane Ashes. Gale can hold that. Ooh, Sting. Sting the Helpless. A drow elf wielding this weapon deals an additional 1 to 4 poison damage. Interesting. We're still encumbered. Let's see. Wait. That's what's doing it. Alright. There you go, Shadow. You're only holding that temporarily, don't worry. Blazel. There's Karlach.
Soldier.
You are coming with me.
Looks like your troops all trooped up. You'll need to send someone packing if you want me to join. Excellent. Let's go.
Blazel can take a little break. I think she's earned it. And you get an extra feral instinct, which is you've honed your instincts to the utmost degree. You gain a +3 bonus to initiative and can't be surprised. So she wouldn't even need alert. We still will keep her with alert, but eventually a barbarian doesn't necessarily need it.
And these things have stayed
I
interesting.
think that's an exclusive one to Wildheart, but it might be on all barbarian classes, I'm not sure. Not sure enough to put my integrity to it anyways. Alright. That is a perfect place to split now that we're all readied up for the next one. So thank you for watching, everybody. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you soon with more Baldur's Gate 3. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.